For Margaret Lascan Corla and Minister, I want to ask you the supports being put in place to ensure the economic viability of the regional airports around this country. Perfect example, it's near yourself indeed, Ireland West Airport in Knock, which is facing enormous economic challenges as a result of COVID-19. I would like to hear your reply.
Thank you, Deputy. As a result of COVID-19, the challenge facing the aviation industry is unprecedented, and Irish airports have been fully exposed to the dramatic downturn in activity. I absolutely appreciate the effects that this could have on the long-term economic viability of airports, particularly smaller aviation enterprises like Ireland West Airport. This government is committed to doing what it can to support the industry while having a regard to the many other demands on the Exchequer. As you know, in order to assist business and protect employment, the government has put in place a comprehensive suite of generalised supports for all companies, such as the wage subsidy schemes, grants, low-cost loans, commercial rates waivers and deferred tax liabilities. Up to the end of August, Ireland's smallest regional airports, including Ireland West, had received or were in the process of applying for supports to the value of almost €700,000. In addition, and in line with priorities for regional development, the Government is also providing €6 million in grant aid for safety and security-related measures under the Regional Airports Programme in 2020. To date this year, Ireland West has received over €1 million in capital investment and will be eligible to apply for operational supports in the coming weeks. A new regional airports programme for 2021 to 2025 is also being finalised, which will help regional airports like Ireland West to remain viable as they begin to plan for recovery and transition away from the devastation of COVID-19. All support mechanisms for the aviation sector will continue to be reviewed in the context of the Government's plans for international travel, having regard to the recommendations of the Aviation Task Force.
Thank you.
Minister, I think the first thing you talked about, loans available. The sad reality of it is that the likes of Ireland West is about €4 million down on income this year. And you can borrow money, but how do you pay it back if you haven't an income? The 50% of a reduction in the workforce has taken place. And I think that we are focusing a lot. I've heard that you have met people in Dublin Airport. Have you met the likes of Joe Gilmore in Ireland West Knock or Ireland West Airport? And indeed Shannon for that matter, the people over it, to hear the frustration, because you understand it. Actually, when you're from Galway. It's a unique situation in the west of Ireland, because we saw when the country went broke the amount of youngsters that had to take the plane, and it is the link to keep a lot of families together, the regional airports, that makes it accessible to get to the likes of England rather than having to go to Dublin 3 hours, be queuing for ages, and then if you go to Dublin Airport from the west of Ireland, you won't even bother coming back every weekend because it's too much hassle. And what I'm asking you, Minister, is the government prepared for those airports, be it in the west of Ireland, in Ireland West Airport, Shannon, Cork, to make sure that those are kept viable and kept going?
Thank you, Deputy. And first of all, like yourself, I'm very aware of the importance of our regional airports and ensuring that we maintain that connectivity. Yes, I visited Knock Airport. I had meetings with all the airports since I was appointed to this position, and I am acutely aware of the pressures that they are under, that the staff are under, and the great work and difficult decisions that many regional airports had to make over the last few weeks and months. In Ireland West Airport, Knock Airport, is not alone in relation to the stresses that many of our regional airports and the aviation sector is under. And just in relation to the supports that were given, in July I announced €2.5 million in funding towards capital investment in the areas of safety and security, and 3 airports, Donegal, Kerry and Ireland West, were recipients of that, Knock getting €1 million, and there will be further funding coming in relation to operational support, which will be to the total value of €3.5 million. So I'll continue to work on this, Deputy.
1 minute.
But the only problem with capital investment it doesn't pay the day-to-day running costs of an airport. And what I am asking you is to be very mindful of. Everything is focusing on Dublin Airport at the moment. In my opinion, there's a danger that be it Cork, be it Shannon, and be it Ireland West, that if it continues the way it is, they won't survive, and we will end up losing regional airports. Will you give the commitment that whatever it takes, we will secure the future of the regional airports around this country?
And just to finish, so there was funding for capital investment. There's also going to be a process opening up for regional airports to access operational support under the government's regional airports programme. And again, historically, Ireland West Airport has been well supported through government-backed programme. Last year it received €9.4 million in Exchequer funding. And it's my intention this year to bring forward a regional airports programme for a 5-year period. That's starting from 2021, and that's going to ensure ongoing capital and operational supports for airports like Ireland West. So look, you can be assured that government recognises the value of our regional airports in relation to connectivity, tourism, a local area for jobs within the regions, and I will continue to work with the aviation stakeholders, as will officials in my department, and it's in everyone's interests that the airports, like all businesses, are in a good position to contribute to Ireland's post-pandemic recovery, and that is a commitment that I will give you here today, Deputy.
Thank you, Minister, and thank you.